Welcome back to NBA Casual. I'm bored right now, and I have like a 20-minute drive. So I figured I'm just gonna ramble about the Jaylen Brown trade, the George Paul trade, the fucking demonetized, the fucking like and subscribe, everything else. Giannis, LeBron. If y'all saw, we're gonna start with LeBron. Did y'all see he posted the his barbershop talk, whatever he calls it? He posted a new one of him and Steph and Steve Nash having a little sit down. How ironic, right? Hey Lakers, hey everybody. I'm not gonna be re-signing with LA. Watch this video of me and Steph Curry talking. What do you think that means? Because listen, you know what he's doing. He wants to stay in Cali, right? His fam is in Cali, all the good stuff. Seems like he don't want to move, you know. Who likes moving? Nah. His son's gonna play in Cali for another year or two, which he also orchestrated. You know, I don't like him as a person. I think he's a dickhead. I do respect him as a ball player, though, for sure, and as a businessman, for sure. He's still a dickhead, though. So is Jordan. I think also a dickhead. Jordan better though. He's still a dickhead. Like and subscribe. Yeah. So he's going to the Warriors, obviously. I think that's kind of obvious at this point. And I don't know where this Anthony Davis thing came from. I feel like that's kind of been like tied in when it didn't really need to be. I don't know whose source that came from, but apparently Anthony Davis is trying to go there too, which would work if they traded Jimmy Butler for Anthony Davis, because they make genuinely the same amount of money. I think they both make like 52 or 48, something like that. So that would work. But it's like, do the Wizards want to trade injury Davis for injury Butler? Like, maybe they got a lot of nice young guys, and they can have Trae Young help them out while Jimmy Butler just sits there doing nothing, maybe mentoring during practice. But paying a guy $48 million as a mentor doesn't sound too nice to me, at least. If I was a GM, I wouldn't be too happy with that. You know, me personally. So I don't think that the Wizards might want to do that. I don't think so. But for sure, LeBron's going there. That's gotta be a must-have. Like and subscribe. I'm doing this because I need a long-form video. All my shits are shorts, just straight shorts. You know, I'm like, I need something over 5 minutes, and I'm gonna try to do 20 on this one. So just bear with me. I know you got YouTube Premium. Turn your phone off. Just listen and engage and comment. I need subs, guys. Come on. All right, George Paul. Let's get down to the brass tacks right here. George Paul. I think the Celtics are stupid. I think they're dumb. I think they're not smart. We went from Giannis Antetokounmpo, MVP, champion, Finals MVP, to George never touched the Finals Paul, to playoff P, to podcast P, to Percocet P, to hit the side of the backboard in the bubble P, Mickey P. George Paul? You got George Paul for Jaylen Brown? Finals MVP. Bro was like, what, third in the MVP race last year? Like, I know he kind of, I don't want to say choked. He didn't choke in the playoffs, but if you give up a 3-1 lead, you kind of have to blame your star, you know? So he kind of did choke in this year's playoffs. Obviously, he was spectacular, you know, when they won the championship, what, 2 years ago? We're 3 now, because it was Knicks, Thunder. Before Thunder, it was the Celtics. That didn't feel like 3 years ago. Time moves fast, man. That's crazy. Y'all still remember Bam putting up 83? That's not real. But yeah, the Celtics kind of got fleeced, and like, I get it a little bit because Jaylen Brown wanted to be the number one guy on a team. He didn't want to be second fiddle to Tatum. He didn't want to be a sidekick. He wants the most shots. He thinks he's that guy. Like, he's dead ass, like, insensitive. Like, I'm glad he stands for what he stands for, and he's proud of it. That's a good quality. That's a good trait. But when your best man's is out for an entire year with an Achilles injury, mind you, if you're out for a year and you're not doing what you love, you know how many players fall into like a soft depression, or they're just like fucking, they're just out of it. They're not happy because they're sitting around doing rehab 24/7, and you're out there living your best life, which is good for you, right? But then to say this was my favorite year ever, this is my favorite year of my career. You just got a Finals MVP. You just won a championship with your best man, with your team, and you say without saying it, fuck all that. I got to put up 30 every night. I got to put up 30 every night. Fuck all that. That championship, that bond we went together for 82 games plus 16 more. Obviously, they didn't sweep the playoffs. It was probably like, what, 20, 22? I don't know. But fuck all that. This was my favorite year. And Tatum's still sitting on the damn sideline holding his damn Achilles. Like, alright, bro. Alright. That just felt real insensitive, and he was clearly sending a message, right? He did that because he wanted to send a message. Yeah, it might have been his favorite year, but he wouldn't have said that on live stream if there wasn't an alternative motive? Ulterior motive. He had an ulterior motive. I don't like saying that word. I'm not going to say that word anymore. Ulterior. I really think I'm saying that wrong. So that just felt kind of dirty to me. And it's like, okay, dude, now you're on the damn Sixers. When Embiid's healthy, do you think you're the number one guy? You don't got a regular season MVP. He do got a Finals MVP though. But Embiid's more dominant offensively and defensively than Brown is. But Embiid's never healthy, so there's that give and take, right? So I feel like half the season is gonna be Maxey, Brown, and the rest of the squad, which in that case you are the number one guy. Like, definitively. When Embiid's in the game, it's gonna be the same as if you were with Tatum, bro. Sometimes you're the guy, sometimes he's the guy. Simple as that. So, I don't know if he chose to go to the Sixers, if that was on his list. It was never published. Shams Charania, do your fucking job better, dude. I'm playing. He gets enough hate. I don't know. I don't feel like they're... Maybe I gotta take another look at the roster. I just don't feel like they have it. You know, but honestly, I feel like Jaylen Brown doesn't want it. I feel like he's like, okay, I got a championship. I got a Finals MVP. Let me go out there and let me win a regular season MVP. Let me go to a team that's good enough to where we can win at least 50 games, and I can be the best player doing it because I'm going to take more shots than Embiid, or he's going to be injured and I'm going to take more shots than Maxey. I think that was the thought process. And it just feels so selfish, but he's done the big boy thing, and that's win a championship. So maybe he gets the excuse to say, okay, I won a chip, I won a Finals MVP, let me go have fun, right? Let me go make hella money. So you can't blame him too. You can't blame him. Tatum's still better. And deep down, he knows that. Because if you really thought you were better than Tatum, you would have stayed on the squad. Am I right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. Back to the Warriors. If the Warriors do get LeBron, Anthony Davis, they keep Porzingis, they trade Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry, that's one hell of a starting lineup. Even in LeBron's old age, he's still going to put up 25. Wait, no. He averaged like 22 this year, right? It was 22 or 20. he's still going to average around 20. Plus or minus 3, right? AD, when healthy, is going to do his thing. Curry, probably mid-20s as well. Going to do his thing. LeBron takes pressure off Steph. AD takes pressure off Steph. You get playmaking with LeBron. You still got Draymond. You got hella defense now. The Warriors' problem has always been a big. Now they got AD and Porzingis and Al Horford. We good on bigs. So that's kind of fire. But let me share this point of view. Porzingis is going to be injured half the year, including the playoffs. And Anthony Davis will be injured half the year, including the playoffs. So now, you got an old-ass Steph Curry. Not old-ass. You got an old Steph Curry. You got an aging Steph Curry. End of his prime Steph Curry. And you got an old-ass LeBron James. A 42, almost 43-year-old LeBron James. And Draymond. Now, I love Draymond. He is criminally underrated as a defender. Niggas look at his points per game and just forget that he's one of the best defenders of all time. I don't know how that works. Well, actually, I do know how that works. People hate him, and he has earned that reputation of being hated because he's a dickhead. But we can't let that take away from the fact that that nigga has locked up Jokic on numerous occasions, locked up AD on numerous occasions, locked up anybody, any and everybody. That nigga's locked him up. Wembanyama, go look at the regular season Warriors vs Spurs games. Go look at it. He's locking his ass up. That's best you can a superstar player, right? So people underrate him on that aspect and playmaking because he averages like 6 points per game, which I get. But the other part of it too is people say that because he averaged 15 at one point, right? And he was shooting 40% from 3 at one point. And then he regressed so heavily on scoring. I don't know what happened, but he just forgot how to shoot. He kind of got it back. He shoots like high 30s now. So he's basically back there. But he's not doing anything else on the scoring aspect. But that nigga's still a playmaking savant, bro. Playmaking and defensive savant. So there is no trade Draymond and the Warriors are better off. No, you trade Draymond, you don't have defense. You trade Draymond, you don't have playmaking outside of Steph Curry. So no, don't trade Draymond. That doesn't help anybody. It just is what it is with that. But yeah, I think the Warriors are going to be very injury prone. If they manage to stay healthy, maybe they can make a second seed on like that very high end. I'd say second seed. Otherwise, probably like 3 or 4. And who knows if they manage to pull that together, bro? That would be actually insane. Regardless, though, I do need this trade to happen so I can watch those games. Steph and LeBron, that's been everyone's dream since the Olympics. And even before, everyone's been talking about, yo, what if these goons teed up, man? And they really probably about to do it. That's going to be so good, man. That's going to be so good. Excuse my squealing. By the way, I posted a rebuild. I did the Heat. I lost, by the way. Go watch. Like and subscribe. I did the Warriors. I lost. Think about that damn challenge, bro. I raged in that video. You know why? You have 1 year to make that challenge work. If you don't win that 1 year, LeBron goes from a 92 to an 88 or retires. Anthony Davis also regresses. Yes, Anthony Davis goes down. Steph Curry goes down. Everyone gets worse. Draymond gets significantly worse. Porzingis gets worse. Al Horford retires. If you don't win in year 1, it's over. And if Anthony Davis, Porzingis, Steph Curry, and LeBron James and solid depth isn't enough to win a championship in 2K26, I don't know what is. And I'm gonna have to I'm gonna make another attempt at it. I'm gonna do a number 2 attempt, and I'll probably just pull off some kind of miracle trade. I'll probably trade Porzingis to get, like, I don't know, Jaren Jackson or somebody. Because the Grizzlies love trading that man. Like, they'll give him up for anything. I'll go to Trade Finder with damn fucking Moses Moody, and they'll be like, "You want Jaren Jackson? One for one trade, bro. 1 for 1 trade. You want Jaren Jackson? Here." So I have to try that again, man, because that just pissed me all the way off, like all the way. Who else did I do? I did the. Am I glowing? Oh, not anymore. I'm just fucking pale now. I did it this morning. Oh yeah, I did the most losing challenge of all time. The Bobcats had 7 wins. I was supposed to get 6 or under. I failed. Yep, I did. Tell me why we went 0-22. Tell me why we went 0 wins and 22 losses. And by the end of the season, we had 10 wins. Tell me why the last 2 weeks of the season we had 5 wins. In the last 2 weeks. Y'all see that crack on my window? That's crazy. Someone tried to break into my shit. Tell me why the last 2 weeks of the season we managed to win 5 games in 2 weeks. Games aren't back to back. They're like 2-3 days apart. Sometimes every other day. And I have a team with no one greater than a 74 overall. Tell me why my best player, statistically, is a 68 overall nigga I signed from the damn free agent list. A random. Tell me why he averages 28 points per game for the season. We're at the end of the season. He's averaging 28. Tell me why I found a dude named Liquid Black in free agency, and I signed him. What's happening? So yeah, I lost that one too, and I'll be doing that again. But my new strategy for next time, right? I'm gonna do straight point guards, no small, nothing. Everyone will be 6 foot or under, 6'1" or under. And there is no shot we win a game. No shot. But knowing 2K, there's going to be... Because my question was, how the fuck were we defending? We beat the Spurs twice in the last week of the season, bro. Who's guarding Wemby? I got fucking Landry Shamet at center. And Wemby went like 2 for 12. You telling me Landry Shamet locked up Victor Wembanyama and all my dudes went like 8 for 10 from 3, and they're bums that wouldn't even get signed for free on an NBA team. Shit don't make sense, man. Shit don't make sense. I think it's gonna wrap it up. We're at 18.5. I'm home. Real quick before I head out though, look at that. Whole time I thought it was a rock ship, right? Nah. My boy who like stole cars for a living fucking called me and was like, "Hey, what happened to your window? Someone trying to break in?" I'm like, "I don't think so. I live in a nice neighborhood, bro." Like, nah. He said that mark and that mark is from a designated, like, it's a fucking tool made to break windshields or windows. And he said they went dink and then dink, and your shit didn't break. Your alarm probably went off and then they dipped. Which makes sense because these are both, like you see, it's 2 big cracks. Like those are both impact hits. Like it's not just one rock chip and it happened to make a big ass other, you know. What are the odds I get 2 fat ass rocks go dink dink? Very slim. So yeah, that happened. It's been like that for 2 weeks. State Farm bitch ass ain't going. I've had the claim over for 2 weeks. My license was expired by 3 days. And tell me why they're like, yeah, you gotta we need your current license, which I'm like, okay, sure. I get it the next day they tell me that. I send it to him. 3 days go by. I hit bro up. I'm like, hey, insurance? He's like, oh yeah, since your license was expired when you made the claim, it's probably gonna take like a lot longer for underwriting. Why? How? You have my expired, you have my current. What's the issue? I don't see the issue. It's fuck. I have an electrified Genesis G80. That light is on for the tires because I have. I'm talking about anything right now. Aftermarket wheels, and I didn't want to buy sensors because why am I paying $250 for some damn sensors? I can look at my tire myself. I put electrical tape on it. I took it in for service one day. They took that bitch off. So I got to put that shit back on and put a do not touch. No, bro, that's fucking tacky. Whatever. Y'all stay blessed, man. Like and subscribe. And if you stayed this far, comment Bam greater than Kobe to piss everybody off. Love y'all.